Hey, Shalom, Markins, Rakam, Makapashim, Jim, Islam, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Chach Wadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful that pushing his truth in all sincerity. Back again with another video, and just wanted to, touch upon, Leaven, concerning the doctrine, and that it needs to be purged out, right? It needs to be purged out. We always speak about 100% truth, man. And these other camps, they don't have that, right? So they're liable to bring in some BS into this truth, right? That's not meant to be here. And we're witnessing it with all these different camps, in their own type of ways. The shit that they be bringing in, right, into the doctrine, into the truth, man, to suit their own needs, man. Bringing in things from the world, false breakdowns, and just insincereness, man, insincerity. These guys are not sincere. A lot of them, right? I'm not gonna say all of them, but these leaders, man, they ain't right. And so you might have sincere among them in their congregations, man, but these leaders, man, that are leading you, they ain't right, man. All right, and being the time of the Passover and the feast of unleavened bread, I thought it was an appropriate topic to go into, man, considering all these cats out here doing their own thing, and like I said, man, just contaminating the doctrine, the truth. All right, so I'm gonna start here with Matthew chapter 16 and verse 6 here. It says, then Yahushua said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, is it because we have taken no bread? Which when Yahushua perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have brought no bread? Do ye not yet understand, neither remember the 5 loaves or the 5,000, and how many baskets ye took up? Right? And automatically, man, I'm thinking about these dudes, man. Was it one body who basically saying that the Lord, or miracles didn't happen. That was all witchcraft. If it was to happen, and that these things are all allegories. You're taking away from the glory of the Heavenly Father and His Son, man. It's talking about Moses didn't split the sea, or the Lord didn't split the sea. That is some type of allegory, man. You guys are out your mind, man. Man, I don't know what juice you've been drinking, man, but man, you're taking glory away from the Heavenly Father, man. All right. It says, verse 10, neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000 and how many baskets ye took up. How is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? Then understood they how that he bade them, not aware of the... So let me read that again. Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread. Right? So we're not, the Lord's not talking about the bread itself, because even though, right, we went to purging out the leaven from the bread during this, during this time, going back to Egypt, all right, we didn't have time to raise bread, right? We made unleavened bread, flat bread, because it was quick, right? So that stuff was left out, okay? But he wasn't talking to him about the bread, because this is around about the same time, right? He wasn't talking about the bread. He was talking about the doctrine, right? Which he goes on to say, right? This is so that they understood that that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. All right, that's what he was warning them about. That's why he said, take not, or beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, man. right, and of the Sadducees, right? So it's important to have this knowledge and this truth 100% correct, man. We can't be, you know, infusing it with things that don't belong in it. All right. And let me read this. This is from Luke chapter 12, verse 1. It says, in the meantime, when they were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trod one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. Right? These guys weren't sincere. Okay? They weren't doing the right things. Right? Yet they were, telling others that they must do this and they must do that. But they themselves weren't doing what they were saying. And it goes on, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Right? And this kind of reminds me of guys like Nate, guys like Alazar, right? Because Nate used to harp on about the law, and Alazar's doing the same thing about keeping the law 100%. When you can't do that in this flesh, you can't do that in this time that we're living in, man. Right? That's totally, above our abilities, man, to keep the law 100%. Right? We're not being judged by the fact that if we keep the law 100%, that's why we have grace. And this is why we've always taught that you keep the law to the best of your ability. You keep the law to the best of what you're able to do. All right? It's impossible to keep the law 100%, man. Even during this Passover, like, you can't keep this Passover 100%. You can't. All right? And Alazar especially ain't doing that, man. My man's going, doing his old Passover, then going to the club after to have a party. Like, that ain't correct, man. Okay, that ain't correct. Right? So I don't even know. Like, it's just nothing but hypocrisy, man. Right? These guys are on something else. It's meant to be a solemn assembly, man. Right? And if you say we can get super technical about it, you know what I mean? The fact that it's on the Sabbath day, right? You ain't meant to be doing shit anyway, right? And you're meant to really remain in the house until the morning, right? They ain't no going to a club after you had your lamb meal, because that seems to be how you're treating it, right? You're meant to stay in your house, man. You meant to stay. You want to get super technical, you ain't meant to leave the house until the morning, man. So I don't understand why you're going to a club afterwards to forget about what you just did, when this is meant to be in remembrance of Yahweh Shai and what he went through, his sacrifice that he made for us. That only means something for an hour, and then you're at partying, man. So these guys are going off, man, and these guys are hypocrites. All right, same with Nate, nothing but a hypocrite, right? Anyway, it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. Right? Every man's works is going to be revealed eventually. All right, and that's the thing. We got to keep that in mind, man. Make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Right? These guys, man, they're gonna get caught out. They're gonna get found out when the Lord comes to test them. And like I said, man, Yahweh Shai brings all this stuff out, all these lies and all this corruption that these men are dealing with, all this wickedness that they're dealing with, man, comes out eventually. And they get got. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 6. It says, your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. Right, so you got even a little tiniest bit amount. Well, let's go to actual bread now. You put a tiny bit of leaven in the bread, man. The bread is gonna start rising, man. Okay, it's gonna start, infusing itself in the bread, and it's gonna leaven the bread, right? Now, if you got anything apart, to do with the doctrine that is not correct, okay, it's gonna affect the rest of the doctrine, man. Okay, it has to all be purged, right? You ain't meant to be bringing hip hop into the ministry. Okay, you're not meant to be bringing uh, uh, what's the word, man? Fables and you know, bullshit like that. Fables and you know, stuff like that into the scriptures, man. Mixing it up with mythology and all this kind of madness, right? You need to be doing that. All right, it messes up the whole thing. You know, you're teaching the Edomites can be saved. That's messing up the whole thing. You know, this is equivalent to leaven and these false doctrines, right? It says your glorying is not good. Good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Purge out therefore of the old leaven. Okay, take out the BS, the things that don't belong there, the things that are incorrect, the things that are wrong. Right? That ye may be a new lump. Right? As ye are unleavened. Okay, we're not corrupted with these false philosophies, these false doctrines. Alright? For even Yahushua our Passover is sacrificed for us. Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. Right? And so you have to be sincere, and you have to have the whole truth, man. Right? Everything that we've learned, right? And this is why we was getting on, you know, he's putting those videos out there about, you know, beginning with the older apostles, you know, about you know, being right with your brother, man. Because everything that we learned, man, this is not just about reading and knowing precepts and stuff like that. This is about embodying everything that you learned, everything you've been learning. Right? We can't have problems amongst one another like that. You know, otherwise we're tainted. You know, if we got an issue and you know, you're tainted. You're not purged it out. You're not practicing what you preach, so to speak. Right? Because we're meant to love the brotherhood. You know? We're meant to be brotherly. Right? So all these things that we learn, we have to incorporate in ourselves, man, and make sure it's not contaminated, man. Okay, so that we can move correct in this truth. Right? And like I said, that goes into the doctrine as well, man. It's the embodying of all of this. You know? It's 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. So, but there were false prophets also among the people, as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, man. All these false doctrines. Like I said, one body lost their mind, man. They talk about, you know, the Lord didn't perform any miracles and stuff like that. Like, what is wrong with you, man? You know? Well, you got to get the law 100%. That's, you know, ideally, yeah, you would, you know, because the law is good. But that we're not being saved by the law by keeping the law 100%. Right? We're being saved by faith in our works. You know, our belief. Okay, that is why we have grace, man, because we all fall. We all fall short of the glory. Right? Because like I said, if it's based on the law, man, we're all finished, man. We're all destroyed. Because we're not being able to keep it all. Alright? It says, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them. Right? A lot of these guys, they don't want to give praises and honor and glory to the Heavenly Father and His Son at all. Right? Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai? They don't want to praise the names. They don't want to praise the names. They don't want to give respect to the Son and His sacrifice. You know? It says, and even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Right? And this is what's going to happen in the end with these guys that don't repent. Right? And many shall follow their pernicious ways, because they're gonna have congregations. They're gonna have large congregations, man. A lot of the time you see, you know, they got large groups, right? A large amount of followers and views and and all this kind of business, right? So many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness, oh, oh, what's that? What's that, man? Number one dude that I think like that is right this minute is Alizar. Right? He wants things, man. He wants to take things. He wants to be somebody. Right? And this is why he's taking the stance that he has, man. He's made a Hebrew hip hop culture group. Right? Because he wants and he's not the first one, but he's the latest one. You know? But he wants that world view of him, man. Like he's some gangster rapper, bro. Taking sticks to camp and all that kind of stuff. But you know, he bringing around people around him that like that, right? And he making money off them, man. You know, it says, and through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you. Man's always selling shit. All these camps are always fucking selling shit, man. You know. Remember back in the day, Nate was selling breakdowns. You know. But they always got a garment to sell you. They always got a fucking, maybe a body vest now and a stick to sell you or whatever, man. You know, want you to pay for subscriptions for some bullshit reality TV shit. You know what I mean? Music videos and whatever. You know, paying crazy amounts for Passover parties, mind you. Not even to hold a proper Passover. You know, these men are making you pay this money so they can have a party, man. Some lavish party. You know, that's what these other guys are doing because they want a certain status, man. You know, they want to be the great one. You know, the highest of high priests and all this shit. All right. But anyway, it says and through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and the damnation slumbereth not. Right? Their time's coming, man. The Lord's going to judge them. You know? This is Philippians chapter 1, verse 15. It says, some indeed preach Yahushua even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. These guys are here just to create contention, man. To speak opposite against them and the Lord. That's what they're set up to do. You know? That's what they've been sent here to do, man. Teach Yahushua contention and strife. Alright? The one preach Yahushua of contention, not sincerely. These guys are not sincere. Like I said, not all of them, but you know, you got to take a look at these leaders, man, and who they're bringing around them, man. Supposing to add affliction to my bonds, but the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel, right? And that's what we're set here to do, to defend the gospel. And that's why none of them like us, man, because we'll get on all these camps that teach these false and wacky doctrines, man. Yeah, but amongst each other, man, they don't get on each other, even though they teach different things. They don't really get on each other, man. You know, so they're just here to be set up as contention, man. Okay. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith. Right? You get these bug outs, these dropouts. You know, they come up under the elders and then they believe, oh, the elders are wrong and that the Lord's dealing with them, and then they come out and then they start teaching some next bugged out doctrines, man. But then after a while, you don't see them no more. The Lord weren't really dealing with them, man. You know, you just got cast away. That's what you got sifted. You was that leaven, and you got stripped out. You got purged out, man, and then now you disappeared. You know. So what happens a lot of the time. I read it again. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, man. And this is what we've all got to be careful of. You know. we're fortunate enough the Lord is given us the spirit to see and understand, right? And brought us in the path of the apostles of GMS, to teach us the right way. Right? But these other groups, you other Israelites out there, you're being deceived by these other camps, man, because on the surface it is cool. It looks cool, right? Everyone's got their fucking marketing angle to seduce people in. ICPK got theirs. They did like the Black Panther group with all the black fucking garments and the militant what's it called? The militant kind of style. Got the shades. These men are doing different types of business and that kind of stuff, man. So yeah, that might appeal to certain type of guys, And then you got Nate. He's the family friendly Hebrew Israelite community. He's trying to set up schools, get planes, and get banks, and he's the family orientated Israelites, So that might appeal to you. Oh yeah, the nice garment, the purple garments, and yeah, it looks good on the outside. Yeah, Elazar, yeah, he the gangster, Hebrew Israelite. He got sticks at camp and all this business. He a rapper, he a superstar. You could have this drip, and you can have these garments. You can get it all. And all this madness, man. And that's just the name of a few. There's always a lot more camps out there, man. But they all got their angles, man. That they seduce people into their congregations, man. And it's with these gimmicks. It's with these gimmicks they're seduced, man. It's not because they're seduced by this truth, right? They're not being, guided because, oh, that's right, they move according to what they feel is right, man. It's not because they were getting taught the right thing. And like we tell you, man, for most part, man, we teach the same stuff, but it's in a few major areas that we teach different. Because you have to get this truth 100%, man. 99.9% ain't enough. Which they're not even that high on the truth scale, man. They're, sitting below 90s and shit in terms of truth, man. But, it's about this word, man. It ain't about all the gimmicks and all the get ups that these guys are dealing with, man. Right? It's about getting the truth, 100% truth, man, so that you can be saved. That's all it is. You don't need to add all these flashy gimmicks, to help sell wolf tickets, man, to get people to come in. We don't care. We don't care about that, man. If you don't like it, man, you can get the hell out. You can go join one of these other cats, man. But guess what? At the end of the day, you following that way is going to get yourself destroyed, man. So you're welcome to that if that's what you want. But anyways, verse 2 again, verse 2 now, right? So speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. All right? So yeah, man, you just give, these guys out here, they're giving heed to seducing spirits, leading them astray into these other groups, man, because of the gimmicks that they sell, and the doctrines that appeal to them, because some of them they can't deal with the truth, man. The truth is too harsh for them, so they like to find these PG Israelites or PC Israelites, if they love Esau, then they're gonna find GOCC, they're gonna find, oh no, they teach Esau can be saved, so I'm down with that. I'm gonna go with them. But it ain't about that. It ain't about what you fucking like, man. It ain't about what you want to hear. It's about what the scriptures say. Every man will find find a reason for their excuses, man. Roughly paraphrasing, man. We're gonna end up on this one though. Right? This is Jude chapter 1. I'm gonna start from verse 3. It says, Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation. All right, so the same way that the elect are ordained from the beginning, so are the guys that are not of the elect. Those men that are meant to be destroyed, that are, that are off, right? They're ordained to be off. All right. So you really gotta be careful of who you side with, man. Who you decide to learn from, because this is not a game, right? A wrong decision could lead to your destruction, man. Right? So every man has to be persuaded in their own mind, and if that's the case, and you feel like you're the right camp, then so be it, man. But guess what? Well, we're gonna say, man, it's likely that you're gonna be destroyed with that group, man. Because some men are ordained for destruction. Anyway, it says so who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness, and denying the only Lord power and our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Like I said, some men don't want to speak the name. They want to use Christ. They want to use Jesus. They want to use, just the Most High. They don't want to speak their names, man. They're not coming in the name of Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. They don't want to promote those names. Okay? But anyway, verse 5 says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. Right? Do these guys really believe, man? Or is this just a gain to them? Or is this just a hustle for them? Something to build themselves up. Because that's what it seems like these guys are doing with this truth, man. Making merchandise of people, teaching things that should not be taught, just to appease, people, the congregation, right? Teaching things that keep you in the power seat, because you like being the top dude, getting all the praises, boasting your ego. Like I said, a lot of these guys are not sincere, man. Okay, and they ain't serving the Lord, man. They're serving their own bellies. They don't really believe. Right? So I'm going to read this one more time and I'm going to close, right? So I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. Right? And the Lord's going to do that again. Okay, those that don't believe or don't have this truth, they're going to be destroyed. All right? Actually, I might as well read on a little bit, right? And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he have reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Right? And that's us in these that's us in these bodies, man. So even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Alright, it says, likewise also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities. Right? Yet Michael the archangel, which contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, does not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuke thee. But these speak evil of those things which they know not. Right? But what they know naturally as brute beasts, in those things they corrupt themselves. Okay, because these things that we know, or these people know, is from the world. Because Esau's been raising us up, man. Esau's been putting the shit in our minds and having us react to things a certain way. The whole rape doctrine had you guys fucking panties in a twist, man. Because you was brought up on Western ideas. But in the scriptures, it's very clear and very simple. You know, things in this world are wrong, right? The things we were taught are wrong. This world has been turned upside down, man. Right? So it's you know, it's things like that. Things like these people are too affected by this world, man, and they can't leave it alone. They want to be a part of the world at the same time, be a Hebrew Israelite, man. That doesn't work. That won't work. Okay, you are full of leaven, right? And if you don't get rid of that leaven, man, the whole of you is gonna get purged. You know? And that's all it is, man. That's what it's gonna be. All right. But anyway, I hope this is an edifying lesson, and you know, I'll catch you boys on the next video, man. So till next time, I say shalom.